create a three kind of objects: dimension, measure, as well as condition object, with the help of tables there in the data foundation layer. In R2 you can create dimension, detail, as well as measure and condition objects with the help of tables there in the structure pane. With the help of structure pane, now we'll see how to make hierarchies and all in the R4. Now when you see, yesterday we created two classes called as, one is time period, there I created year, comma, quarter, and as well as I created a filter called as a I created a filter called as a last year. This filter is basically to restrict all posts run for particular year equals to 2004. That filter we created, and measures we created for sales revenue and quantities sold. If you want to create another other folder, I hope you know how to create other folder. Again, if you want to create a folder, you can create a folder here, and let me show you the data foundation. This is your data foundation, and your business layer is, this is your business layer. This is your business layer. Where is your this is your, sorry, let me open your business layer. This is your business layer, and if you want to take a data foundation, here you have a data foundation. You can enlarge your data foundation here. Let me show you your data foundation. This is, if you want to edit a data foundation, you can click here and you can edit. And in the later, if you want to make any, if you want to import any tables, you can import here. Or if you want to see, if you want to change the data foundation, for example, now you are creating classes and objects based on the sample3 data foundation. If you want to create other classes based on other data foundation, that time you need to click here and you can take a new data foundation. See, here itself you can search for the new data foundation, and you can take that new data foundation and you can make a classes and objects. And that means you can create one business layer on top of multiple data foundations. Now I'm creating one business layer on top of one data foundation called as the sample3.dfx. Sample3.dfx. You can make that on top of this particular data foundation. That is, you can create that, and later if you want to make one more folder, you just need to right click. New. There you have a folder. You can make a folder name. If you want to rename a folder name, just right click there, or you can right click. You can right click on the. You can click on the folder. You can change the folder name. You can make another class also. If you want to make any another class, if you want to make a product class, yes, simply make a product class. Let me give the name of the product. The class name is product. And if you want to make any dimension object here, just right click on that particular folder. For example, you are creating a new object on top of in the product. Right click on the product, new, comma, dimension. Give the name of the object. Now I'm going to create a object name called as a SKU description. Generally, otherwise model name. model name object. This model name object, you can map the article label. That article label will be there in the sample3 dot data foundation. In sample3 dot data foundation, you have a table called as article lookup. This model name object, you need to map the article lookup article label. It's there in the data foundation. If you want to map, you have a selector class. There you need to click SQL assistants. There you need to click SQL assistants. There you have a lot of tables. Then you need to go to article lookup. There you have an article label. Just double click on article label, you can see. Then if you want to validate, you can validate. It says an error occurred while parsing the expression. Anyway, just remove all these. If you want, you can remove all these. Okay, anyway, validate. Okay, anyway, no problems. So later we'll see. Then click on OK. So now you created an object name called as a model name on top of your article lookup dot article label. This is a way you can make in the R4. But before creating folders and objects, the mandatory is you need to make your what you call as data foundation. In the data foundation, you need to import tables and you need to create a joins and you need to resolve a loops. Once you created the data foundation and imported the tables, you created the joins, you resolve the loops. Later you need to create a business layer. In the business layer, you need to take that data foundation as a source, and you can make any number of classes and objects on top of that particular data foundation. The data foundation and all. The data foundation and all. The data foundation and all. Okay. Now anyway, you created number of folders and number of objects on top of that particular data foundation. And when you see, you have a attribute, means this is for creating a new detail object. If you want to create any detail objects on top of model name, that time what you need to do is you just need to click on attribute. Then when you see here, when you click here, it will says insert attribute. Attribute means there's a called as a detail object. You created dimension object, you created measure object, as well as you created the filter also called as a last year. And if you want to make any attribute, you just need to click on new attribute and just give the name of the attribute. Attributes are, when you talk about detail object, we have a dimension. For example, employee is the dimension, and employee phone number, employee fax number, employee address is the attributes. When you talk about article name is the dimension, article color is the attribute. Now I'm creating a attribute name called as a color. In the select class, you need to click on SQL assistants. There you have if you have anywhere you have a color code, please take a color code. If you don't have a color code, then at least you need to take a family name is the attribute, and then click on OK. This attribute always will appear in the green color with the star symbol in R4, but in R3 the detail object will be appeared in the green color. So in R4 the detail object will be appeared the star. That attribute always need to associate with the any one dimension.
Muted.
Any one dimension that generally people called as a detail object. Detailed object. This is a way you can make any number of objects in Vivo, any number of objects in R4 Vivo. Once you created your objects, there is a concept called as the navigation path. There you can see your navigation of the objects. Number one navigation is a default navigation. In the default navigation, when you click, generally the path is, when you create a report, when you enable a drill, the customer can navigate up to year to quarter. The reason is, when you see your time period class, we have a class, we have only one, that is a model name. So whenever you created the report with the year object, whenever you enable drill in the report level, when user clicks on year, it will go to year to quarter. The reason is, the time period class, the order of the objects presented year next quarter, the default hierarchy you defined in the time period class. If you want to change the order of the, if you want to make a new, custom hierarchy, sometimes the customer want to move from year to particular model name there in the other class called as a product. That time you need to make a custom hierarchy here. You just need to give the name of hierarchy here. For example, if you want to create a custom hierarchy time/product, just you need to give a time/product. Click on add. This time you can take year, and as well as, you can take model name. You can take year, and next if you want to take model name, please take a model name, so that the order will be, this time when you export this business layer, when you save and export this business layer, and when you create a report with the year comma sales revenue, the customer, whenever they click on year, it will buzz two hierarchies. One is a default hierarchy, second one is a custom hierarchy. Now the end user can navigate either year to quarter or year to model name. This we call as a custom hierarchy. Generally, we have two kind of hierarchies in Vivo. One is a default hierarchy, second one is a custom hierarchy. Default hierarchy means the user can navigate up to last level of the object there in that particular class. For example, your time period is a class and product is a class. These two are dimension classes. Measures, you have a measures class, but it won't create any hierarchy for measures. It create hierarchy only for dimension classes. This time, if you create a report with any one object from that particular class, when you enable drill, when user clicks on particular object, the user can navigate up to last level of that class. That means user can by default navigate into the default class. When you talk about custom hierarchy, when you make a custom hierarchy with the help of two or more classes, that time the user, whenever they click here, now here is appeared in the two classes. One is default, second one is a custom, so that user can navigate either in the default or in the custom hierarchy. That means default hierarchies you need not to create. By default, the system will create a default hierarchies. If you want to custom hierarchy, if the end user want a particular custom hierarchy, means if they want to navigate to desired hierarchy, that time you need to make a custom hierarchy. That time the end user can navigate. Now let me show you. When you go to save, then if you want to publish a business layer, in the sample3 you have a sample3.blx. You just need to go to publish to a repository. This time the universe will be published into the repository. Just click on finish. Once it's exported, it will give this symbol. Then if you want to make any report on top of this, you need to go to R4. There you have a BI client tools. There you have a web intelligence rich client. Let me create difference between default hierarchy and custom hierarchy. default hierarchy and custom hierarchy. So this is our universe. I'm just selecting that particular universe, and it will ask you to enter your username password. Just enter your BO username password to connect with the rich client to log on. Yes, once you click on log on, if you want to create a report, just drag and drop here, comma, sales revenue, run a query. When you run a query, report will display year-wise sales revenue, year-wise sales revenue. If user want to drill down from year to quarter, why displaying only 2005? You know, there is a filter in the universe level. The filter name called as, the filter name called as last year. When you see the last year, you put a filter name called as year equals to 2005. You've created a filter name called as year equals to 2005, and this you created, and as well as you applied to the in the properties. When you see, you applied on a universe, so that it's applying for all the reports whatever you created, and it filtering data for 2005. Okay, anyway, you have a 2005. If you want to enable a drill, you need to go to analysis. There you have a there you have a option called as a drill. When you enable drill, it will enable the drill. When you click on 2005, now it will take you into the model name. Why is taking into the model name? When you see in the information designer, when you see your navigation path, you enabled a option called as a custom, and you exported the universe. That's why the report is navigating to the custom hierarchy. The custom path you created called as a time/product. When you see time/product, the default path, save, publish to save. Once you save, then if you want to publish a particular layer, right click, publish to repository. Yes, we are publishing into the repository. When you click finish, now universe is published into the server. Then when you create a new report, let me create a new report, new, based on universe. Now take a same universe, sample 3, click on select. Now let's create a report with the year, comma, sales revenue. Run the query. Report will display the data for year-wise sales revenue only for 2005. The reason is already I created the filter on year for 2005. In analysis, there is an option called as a drill. When you enable drill, when user clicks on 2005, this time it will take you into the again still model name, because you need to again properly please save this particular universe export and close from web intelligence, and again open the time. It will goes to the year to quarter. Don't worry about this, it will work. This is a way. Anyway, we'll talk that in the again drills there in the your hierarchies, whatever you created the hierarchies, the customer can navigate into that hierarchy. If you have only default hierarchies you need not to create. By default, you create number of hierarchies based on the number of classes. When you create a custom hierarchy, the user can navigate into that custom hierarchy. And the default hierarchy means if you created the report with the year, comma, sales revenue, The end user can navigate up to last level of that class. If you want to move from one class to another class, that time you need to create a custom hierarchy in the BO and you need to enable custom hierarchy. In R3, if you want to create hierarchies, you need to go to tools hierarchies. There you have a default and custom hierarchies. But in R4, you have an option called as navigation path. You can create only custom hierarchies in the navigation path. By default, it will create a, this when you see, this is a default hierarchy. This you need not to create because it is a default. This it will take from the class. You have a time period class, there you have a year quota, it will take year quota. Product class, it will take a model name. That's the way it will create a default hierarchy. For example, when you remove custom hierarchy, let me remove a custom hierarchy. If you want to remove, just delete. I just remove the custom hierarchy, and when you save and publish to repository, yes, click on next, click on finish. Yes, we published. Close this window. Go to rich client, universe, sample3.unix, yes. Click on select. Now when you create a report with the year comma sales revenue, run the query. This time again display year comma sales revenue. This time when you enable drill analysis, there you have a drill. When you enable drill, if user clicks on here, this time it will go to quarter comma sales revenue. Sorry, still it's showing Y. Model name comma sales revenue. Let me log out first this and then we will create a new report. I think it's taking same universe. Now let me log on with the rich client. Web intelligence rich client. I just want to save file, save and publish. Let me publish this universe to repository. Next, finish. Yes. Okay. Now let me create a new report on top of universe called as a sample3, and with enter your username password for connecting with the rich client. You just log on. Once you log on, let me create a report with the year comma sales revenue, run query. When you run a query, analysis and enable drill, this time It will go to C, records. It will go to quarter. You select all years. It will display all years. And again, you cannot go to next level. Up to it will take you into the quarter. The reason is you have a up to in the time period you have up to quarter level. You can move to up to quarter level. So that means when you make only default hierarchy, when you see this class, we have a year comma quarter, you create a report with the year. So the last level in the time period is quarter, so that customer can navigate up to quarter. If the customer is requested to move from time period to product to store, at that time you need to create a custom hierarchy. If you want to make a custom hierarchy, you can make a custom hierarchy by using, navigation path. You can go to navigation path, custom. There you can make your new custom. If you want to make a new custom hierarchy, insert navigation path. Then there you can create time slash product, and then add. You can take object year, okay, and add quarter. You can take quarter also, and add, if you want to add a material model name, you can add a model name. This time when you enable custom and when you save and export this particular this particular this particular what you call as a hierarchy in this particular business layer to the server. When you take this business layer, means this universe, into the source for the report. Now when you create a report with the year comma sales revenue, the customer can navigate from year to quarter, quarter to model name. This is a way you can make custom hierarchy to navigate up to multiple classes in the report level. If the customer want to navigate only that particular class, then please don't make any custom hierarchy. If the customer want to move from one class to other class, that I need to make a custom hierarchy in Vivo. That is what we need to do in the business objects. Okay. Very next, anyway, you have done this. Now you move to the LOVs, list of values. Let me remove my filter in the default hierarchy or in the classes and objects. When you go to your classes and objects in the business layer, you have a filter. I just want to remove this filter. When you remove this particular filter, when you save file, when you save, then if you want to publish as a universe to the repository, just published, next, finish, click on close. Then you need to go to the rich client, new or universe, click on OK. You just need to take your same universe as a source, sample3.unix. Then you can make year comma sales revenue, run a query. Query will run for all years, the respective sales revenues. Okay, the thing is still, I think you are not, you just need to close and again open a web. So anyway, leave about that. If you want, you can close and again if you open, then the time it will refresh. Okay, anyway, if you want to make any prompt on this particular, when you enable drill now, analysis, drill, user can click on here, let's go to quarter, still it is not refreshed. When you close this particular web report, still that whatever the customer hierarchy you created, that is not reflected. Click on no. This also you need to close. Let me close this also. close this. I want to close this particular, let me close this rich client. I close the rich client. Now I want to access a web account. Now let me access a universe now. Now let me access an universe. Then you need to know if you want to create a new this is your sample 3 and you need to enter your BO username password. Click on log on. And if you want to create a report, please create year, comma, sales revenue, run query. Yes, now when enable drill, there is a drill analysis. When you click here, quarter. When you click quarter, now it will take you into the. When you click quarter, it will take you into the model name now. Now that means you are following your custom hierarchy. Now the report is taking into the custom hierarchy. The reason is you created a custom hierarchy in the universe level. This is the way you can make your custom hierarchy. Now my requirement is I want to apply a filter. I want to apply a prompt here. The next concept is till now we talked about how to make a project and how to create a connection for the project and how to convert that connections into secure connections, means how to publish the connections into server. And later we talked about how to make a data foundation, and in the data foundation we imported a lot of tables and we created a lot of joins according to our requirement. Then we discussed about how to resolve a loops between, how to make a joins between the table. Then we discussed about how to resolve a loops between the tables. Then later we talked about how to make a business layer and how to create a classes, means folders, objects in the business layer. Then we talked about how to make a in the business layer we talked about the dimension object, measure object, detail object, filter. Dimension means when you are creating an object, when you are mapping with the character or alphanumeric column, that object you call as a dimension object. A dimension is a character analytical value. When you are creating an object, when you are mapping with the numeric calculator, that you need to make as a measure object in the properties. If you want any common filter for all the reports, please right click there. There you can make a condition, and that condition you can apply for universe, so that whatever the reports you create in the universe, that will be replicated for all the reports which are executing that particular universe. That is your condition object. If you want to make any comment text, if you want to give any description, that time you need to create a attribute in R4. That attribute is basically it will map with the long text objects, comment text and long text, that you need to associate with the dimension. That we in R3 called as a detail object, in R4 you called as the attribute. That is what we discussed. And later we talked about hierarchies. In BO for drilling, we have a two kind of hierarchies. Yes, both are same. Data foundation and data providers are same. And for drilling in BO, we have a two kind of hierarchies. Number one is called as a default hierarchy, and number two is called as the custom hierarchy. Default hierarchy and custom hierarchy. Default hierarchy is when you make number of classes, based on your number of classes, it will make a number of hierarchies. For example, you have a time period and product class in the universe. It will make a time period hierarchy as well as product hierarchy. If user clicks on, I'm sorry, when you make a report with the time period here, and when you enable a drill, if user clicks on here, the report goes to the next level there in the default hierarchy. When you talk about custom hierarchy, user clicks on here based on your custom hierarchy. For example, you make the custom hierarchy with the help of time/product, and there you define the levels called as year, quarter, model name, and some object. That time the user can navigate this hierarchy also. If you don't have any custom hierarchy, that time by default it will follow the year is there in the time period class, so that it will take you to the next class, next object there in the time period, up to last level of that object there in that class you can navigate. That is default hierarchy. We have two kind of hierarchies in the BO that we discussed. I hope you know how to make a custom hierarchy. There is a navigation path there, you can make your custom hierarchy that we discussed. Please let me know if you have any doubts, so that
Unmuted.
other concept called as the list of values. Once we discuss the list of values, then I'll show you how to test and how to distribute. Once you test and once you distribute, there your job ends in the universe. Then we'll go to the website. Later we'll see how to integrate, how to create an universe on top of SAP. Please, if you have any doubts, please ask me till now. Viswa, I have any doubts?
Murli,
Yes?
I have doubts when it comes to a list of values.
We'll talk that. Don't worry.
Fine. And in universe,
Uh-huh.
when you're giving, it's part of list of values.
Sorry?
It's part of list of values. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, universe? Sorry, I'm not getting you. Universe?
No. The list of values is part of universe, which I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, now we'll talk. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Give me
okay,
2
okay.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Viswa, you have any doubts up to now? No. Till now we talked about, please ask me if you have any doubts in project, how to make a project, how to make a connection, how to make data foundation, how to import tables, how to make a joins between the tables, and how to resolve loops, and how to create a classes and objects, how to make hierarchies. That all we discussed. If you have any doubts in those concepts, please ask me.
Murli,
Later,
once
anyway.
go to the universe tool. See, on the business layer, you have product called model name and color. That the color which you have done is what you have created, or how is it?
Yeah, I created, that is an attribute. That is a detailed object. So when you see here, there I created a object name called as an attribute. In R3, we have a detailed object. Basically, this detailed object will give a detailed information about that particular object. When you talk about in SAP BI, they have a characteristic and associated attribute.
Correct.
For example, that this is an attribute.
Okay.
For example, when we talk about employee phone number, employee fax number, employee address. Employee name is the dimension object. Employee phone number, employee fax number, employee address you need to associate with the employee name.
Attributes of employee number, employee.
Exactly. That will give you a detailed information about employee.
Yeah, okay. Now, how did you create that? I'll come to you later because I missed out the class.
Yeah, you just need to go to here. There you have attribute.
Okay.
Just need to give a name of the attribute. Just double click this attribute. Give the name of the attribute. Something dimensions. dimensions of the product. Okay.
Okay.
Then you need to map this particular column.
Oh, it's same as
SQL assistant.
it is
Sorry.
same as the object.
Exactly.
Okay. Then no issues.
Family code. Then click on OK. This time it will appear as an attribute for the model name because I clicked on model name and I created attribute on model name.
Okay.
That time it
Thank
will
you.
display in the green color
Okay.
star mark.
Yeah. Thank you, Murli.
Okay.
Sir, is it
So no problems. That we'll discuss. Don't worry, Viswa. Same steps you need to follow. Whatever you followed in R3, you create a less number of joins, and you need to make a shortcut join, and you need to make a self-restricting join. That all we discussed, right? Same will be replicated for R4 also.
Sir, is it mandatory to create these attributes for the object?
Sorry, can you speak a bit louder?
Is it mandatory to create attributes for the objects?
It's not mandatory. If you required, if the customer required, that time you need to create. If they want a detailed information about employee, that time what you need to do? You need to give employee fax number, employee phone number, employee address, right?
Right.
That time you need to make an attribute. Otherwise, it's not no use. You need not to create. For example, when you talk about physical year,
Yeah.
when you see this attribute, for example, when you see in the report level, when you go to edit query, where you can go to edit query in the let me somewhere you have a I think in the data foundation, right, where it is when you see this query one, this is your query one, right? Now if you want edit it, click on edit. When you click on edit, when you see your where you have in the product you have a model name, right? When you drag and drop color, it won't come only with the color, it will color. And if you take a model name, means suppose it's a red, blue. What is red? What is blue? There is no meaning for red, blue. If you associate with the product, that time it will give a mobile Nokia 5800D red color. That time there is a meaning.
Yeah.
There is no separate meaning for color. If you take color red, what is red? Man color red or wall color red or pen color red. If you take a color with the model name, that time there is a meaning for color. Oh, this pen color red. If you talk about physical year, for example, you are talking about Accenture physical year 1. You know what is Accenture physical year month 1? Physical month? You know what is a physical month means? What do you mean by physical month? I'm talking about Accenture physical month 1. What is a physical month 1?
It's a financial year.
It could be a financial year or a
Exactly, it could be a financial year. Then tell me what is a financial year? Financial month 1 for Accenture.
April.
But how you come to know? How the end user can come to know?
Yeah, you won't get to know, correct? That's right.
Yeah, people will know that is January, right? Month
Yeah.
1 means people will think about calendar. That time what you need to do is that physical month you need to associate with the calendar month. That's why you need to create an object called as a calendar month and attribute as a physical month. If end user drag and drop physical month, if it is coming with the calendar month, that time they can understand, oh, physical month 1 is in the calendar month April. Agree?
So in the report level,
That will
it
give
show
a
the
meaningful.
month's name?
Sorry, in the report level?
It shows the month name too.
That time you need to drag and drop two objects. One is a physical month, second one is a calendar month. So that customer can understand, oh, January physical month equal to Accenture physical month this.
Okay.
Oh, Accenture physical month 1 means in the calendar month April. Agree?
Agree.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay.
అలా కాదండి, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫిజికల్ మంత్ అన్నారు. ఫిజికల్ మంత్ యాక్సెంచర్ ఫిజికల్ మంత్ 1 అంటే ఏందని అందరూ ఏమనుకుంటారు? జనవరి అనుకుంటారు, కానీ జనవరి కాదు కదా, అది
అవును సార్.
ఏప్రిల్. ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది? అప్పుడు క్యాలెండర్ మంత్ ఫిజికల్ మంత్ రెండు డ్రాగ్ చేస్తారు రిపోర్ట్లకి. అప్పుడు కస్టమర్ ఫిజికల్ మంత్ 1 అనగానే లెఫ్ట్ సెకండ్ కాలమ్ లో చూస్తాడు, ఓ క్యాలెండర్ మంత్ 1 ఈస్ ఏప్రిల్ అని. ఓ ఏప్రిల్ మంత్ అనేది యాక్సెంచర్ కి ఫిజికల్ మంత్ 1 అని మీనింగ్ ఇస్తా లేదా?
అవును సార్. Okay, sir.
Murli, there's a question for me.
Yeah, please.
See, I have a calendar month,
Mhm.
but I have not maintained the physical, sorry, calendar year, but I have not maintained the physical year.
Mhm.
Is it possible for me to convert the calendar year to physical year at the runtime? That is when I'm creating a universe and get the
Calendar year
output
two? I'm
physical year.
sorry, I'm not getting you.
See, I have the timestamp as calendar year.
Okay.
That is calendar year month, January to December is my calendar year.
Okay.
At the runtime, I want to convert it to a physical year.
That is the case. You need to write a formula.
Uh,
You
then
know?
how do I go about that? Is what I don't know. How to get onto
Exactly.
this.
See, if April is a first physical month for April month is a first physical month for Accenture, right? That time you need to write if the calendar month equals to April, then written as what? Physical month one. Agree? Else, if calendar month equals to May, then written what you need to return. Then you need to return what? Second. Physical month 2. This is a way you can write a if condition. You can test 12 months and you can return the respective physical months in the
No,
report level. In the report level, you can write a formula.
this I got it. This I got it. But when it comes to the next year, say for example, January, February, March becomes the physical year for the current year.
But then it automatically tests it, right? The reason is if you see the report, in the report you are dragging and dropping physical year, calendar year, calendar month, sales. Agree? In the calendar year, it would display 2010 January sales, 2010 February sales, 2010 March sales, like that. Then later you will get 2011 January sales, 2011 February sales, right? You are writing a formula for each record. It will test each record. 2010, it will check January. It will give a that as some month in the physical month, right? Agree? Hello?
Yeah, correct. What you say is right. But because there is a 2 years that is coming across here.
That is the case. You need to write a formula with the year also.
Okay. I need help in this.
Yeah, that is the case. You need to write if year equals to 2010 and
No,
month equals to August, then you need to return that as a 2009 physical month one, for example, or 2011 physical month one.
no. What I was
That
thinking
is
was, is there an option for you to write like current year?
yeah, you can write that also. You can write.
If current year
You can
equals
take
to
yes.
or current year plus one or current year minus one, that kind of any information is there. That's what I just wanted
Yeah,
to know.
that you can write. That also you can write. Our previous year and previous month also you have in the report level. That information you can write. But at the end of the day, if you are writing in the report level, you are simply complicating the process.
Correct. Okay.
Just need to ask the ETL team to create a column for the physical year
Uh
and
huh.
physical month in the backend.
Okay.
That is good for them. Otherwise, you can
Mhm.
write at the report level when you see there is a formula bar there. You can write. You can use current year or previous year or current month or relative year. Whatever you want, you can do.
Okay.
The same way, when you take current year, the time it will calculate with the system. It will take the maximum year and it will display in the report. Right. Current year
Yeah.
means if you have a 10 years data in the backend, you have a data from 2000 to 2010. 2010 it will display as a current year. Agree?
Yeah. Correct. Okay.
So
Fine.
based on
When
that,
it
you
comes
can
to
write current year plus one, current year minus one, current year minus two also.
how to write a formula that you need to help me out in.
Yes, sure. Very easy. For example, first think about your data and what you want to return. If current year, for example, see, the essential physical year 2011 starts from 2010 April to 2011 2011 August to 2010 August to 2011 September, for example. Okay. 2010 is the 2010 August is the FY 2010 physical month 1. 2010 September is FY 2010 second month for Accenture. 2000 no November is the FY 2010 third physical month. And when you talk about 2011 January is the FY 2007 fifth month, fifth physical month for Accenture. Agree? Agree, sir? Sorry? Agree?
Yes, I agree. Agree.
No, you talk about current physical year and current physical year, first physical month for Accenture is current year minus 1. If year equals to current year, if calendar year equals to current year minus 1 and month equals to calendar month equals to August, that is what? Current physical month or not? First physical month or not?
Yes.
If of calendar year equals to current calendar year minus 1 and month equals to calendar month equals to August, then you need to return that as a FY 2010 first physical month. Agree? Else,
Yeah.
if year equals to current year minus 1 and month equals to September, then return current physical year second physical month. Agree? 2010 physical year second month, right?
When I tried the same thing in my office, it was throwing an error.
What error is doing?
Multiple values or something. No, not multiple value. Some formula error, something it gave. I didn't know. I don't recollect as to what it was.
That is the case. You are writing formula only for one cell, it will give an error. If you make a column, because the reason is you have a lot of rows, right?
Correct.
You have a lot of rows, that's why it's throwing an error. If you have a lot of rows, then the time anyway formula is calculated based on the row, then it will execute that if condition complete for that row. One row you have a definitely 1 year and 1 month, that time it will do, they will return that row. If you make a formula for one cell, that time it will throw an error called as a multi-value error.
Okay. Fine. Let's carry on because of this.
No problem. Anyway, that we will discuss anyway in offline. I'll show you. If you can share your universe, then I can write a formula. That is very easy. Next, any doubts, Venu?
No, sir.
What about you, sir? Shiva, sir? Apart from that, you have any doubts?
No, nothing, sir.
Okay, Radhika, ma'am.
No, no doubts.
Kiran, sir. I think Harika, ma'am. I think if you don't have any, okay, thanks. If you don't have any doubts, then very next agenda is, we'll talk about a list of values, LOVs. List of values, I think today a lot of people are absent. That will start tomorrow. List of values, we have 4 concepts that will take hardly 10-15 minutes for me to explain. Basically the list of values is when you make a prompt on particular year. When you make a prompt on, if you want to make a prompt on particular year in the report, you just need to drag and drop year into query filters pane. Then there you need to enable a prompt. When you run a query, the end user, it will ask for the end user to submit input here so that they can see the list of values. Sometimes they'll ask us to show only one list. If now the report is displaying multiple years for the year, so that in a report, sometimes customer will ask us to show only the list as 2005 or 2004, so that end user can run only for 2004. That time what you need to do is, and you need to go back to the information designer. There you have a year object. Go to properties of the year object. When you click on year object, there you have a advanced tab. There you have an associated list of values. There you can you can edit and you can modify the list of values. When you modify the list of values, that time the customer can see only the less number of list. That time you can, you can see, the time the user can see only less number of list of values, so that end user can run only for that particular list of values. That we'll discuss tomorrow. And as well as you can make your custom hierarchy. Sorry, you can redirect your LOVs to the personal data file also, or you can make a hierarchical LOVs also. That all we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow once we start, no, tomorrow let's ask let's the remaining crowd join. Let's ask John and all to join, so that we'll discuss that. Okay. Thanks. That's all from my side. From my
Morley,
side
one
today.
second. Morley, one
Yeah.
second. Sorry for disturbing you. See, I just give you this question as of list of value is concerned.
Uh-huh.
See, for example, I have given a customer number. Sorry, for a particular project,
Mm-hmm.
we have certain numbers given.
Can
So if it
can
is
speak
between
it louder?
if we have certain IDs
Mm-hmm.
okay, or project IDs. I would rather say project IDs. So we have about 200 such betweens that we have. Say 0. Then we have 5002017. So we have ranges. So these ranges are basically for a particular engineering background people.
Mm-hmm.
So how to get in Bex? What we do is we save it as a file and then export it into the Bex and then get the results. So
Yeah, that's what that ranges you can put in Excel sheet.
Uh-huh.
You can put in Excel sheet that we
Okay.
call as a personal data file. Later we can browse that for the particular customer ID, so that in the list it will display the range, so that you can select and you can run a report.
That is what I wanted to know, how to work on it. You have multiple values. That is the reason.
You have that categories. You have that ranges in the spreadsheet.
I have it in a Word, but not now. I can get it to you from the office
Yeah, you can
tomorrow.
put in the Excel. You can put in the Excel, so that you can browse for the. You can redirect LOVs for the object to the personal data file, so that you can get that list and you can display that as a list of values.
Okay, fine. I would like
Anyway,
to
I'm
have
going
that.
to explain that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
going to explain that how to take a list of values from the personal data files.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for your time and meet you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye bye.
Really
Yeah, I'm going to send a mail today.
Okay, fine. Okay.
But I meet you tomorrow.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.